Hello, you guys. I wanted to record a video today about writing content that resonates. I ran a workshop yesterday for my group clients, and I'm going to share something with you today that I shared with them that I've been kind of aware of, but haven't really been able to break down until recently. And it was the most useful part of the workshop for them. So I thought it would be really useful to share with you too. So when we think about our content, I want you to comment below. Is your content that makes people scroll on past? Because if your content doesn't resonate, people will just scroll past. It's an information overload, super highway, or whether you're on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever. And if your content isn't resonating, they're going to scroll past. And when they just scroll past and don't comment and don't engage and you don't get any feedback, makes you feel bad, doesn't it? Because you think, what's the point in me even writing if nobody's reading? And then what happens next is that maybe you'll stop putting as much effort in and you'll just throw up any old thing up there, because if people aren't going to post, aren't going to comment, then what's the point in making an effort? Or maybe you stop posting entirely. I'd love to know, out of those three things, are any of those three things happening for you right now? Do you feel like people are just scrolling past and not noticing you? Is it making you feel bad? Is it making you feel like you might as well just post any old stuff up there if people aren't going to comment? Let me know. I'm really interested. But then when you can turn it round and people do start commenting, engaging, reaching out to you to say things like, it's like you're inside, it's like you're following me around inside my head. How does that make you feel? People notice what you're writing, and they listen to what you've got to say. And they look forward to hearing from you. When you get this right, when you get content right, they look forward to hearing from you. And then you'll get those emails and you'll get those replies saying things like, it's like you're reading my mind, or it's like you're standing over my shoulder. I've had that quite a few times, especially recently. And I've had a couple of clients recently who have said, you know, I've had new people reach out to me purely because of my content, and they feel like I've been sending. One of them said yesterday, feels like you've been sending me subliminal messages. And that's where we want to be at, where your content is so spot on that your potential clients feel like you are speaking to them alone. Really, really important. And there's three things that I'm going to tell you today that will hopefully help you start to nail down your content so that it does resonate more with your ideal client. And the first thing is, you've got to really know what your ideal client is thinking, feeling, and doing at any particular point in time. Okay, it's not enough to say things like live your best life or fulfill your goals or something like that. What do they actually want? Do they want to pay off their mortgage earlier? Do they want to have enough money for a rainy day? Do they want to fit into all their old clothes? What do they actually want? Right? What scares them? What upsets them? What are their desires? What are they wishing for? And what are they doing right now as well? So in my sales page for Be Bold, for example, I give like solid examples. It's not enough for me to just say, oh, you're procrastinating, but I'll say things like, you've been sitting at your computer all day, yet you haven't achieved a thing. And that gets right to the heart of what is going on for people. Or I'll say something like, everybody else seems to be making it look so easy. Why is it so hard for you? And that again gets right to the heart of what people are thinking, what my people are thinking, right? So I want to know, what are your people thinking? What are they wishing for? What are they doing instead? Like, what's going on for them? Once you nail this by thinking about it, you guys have to do the thinking, you have to do the work to get this right. And then by writing it out and putting it out into the world, you can start to test what works, what's landing really well, and what perhaps isn't. Okay. The second thing that I shared in the workshop yesterday was based around Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, some of you who were in my group last year, and you've probably heard this talked about like quite a lot recently because of coronavirus, we can relate Maslow's hierarchy of needs to our marketing efforts. So I'm just going to go and share a slide now so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so this is what I shared, the workshop that I shared yesterday. Here we go. Right. I hope that you guys can see this because it's a little bit, it might be a little bit small for you, but anyway, I'll talk you through it. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a kind of a psychological construct, I guess, a psychological model whereby we as humans, we start at the bottom. It's got these 5 levels, more or less 5 levels. We start at the bottom, which is about meeting our basic needs. Do we have food? Do we have water? Do we have shelter? Right? Before we can move up to the next level, which is about feeling safe, being healthy, and having money, we have to have fulfilled the bottom level, right? So the next level up is, as I said, feeling safe. It's like the day-to-day stuff, feeling safe, feeling healthy, having enough money to buy more than just food and water. And once we've fulfilled that, we can start to move up to the next level, which is about balance and quality of life, our friendships, our relationships, our family, intimacy, feeling of belonging and that kind of thing. And once we've fulfilled that, we can move up to the next one, which is about esteem, self-respect, recognition from others, status. It's how we feel about ourselves and how we want others to feel about us. And then we can get to the last bit, which is self-actualization, which is like meeting your full potential in life. Okay. So we have to fulfill each rung of those before we can move up to the next one. Now, I realized that when the coronavirus hit last year, I would have to change my marketing significantly, because if I didn't, I tend to talk to people in those top 2. So how they feel about themselves and how they want others to see them with their business, with their mindset, meeting their full potential, you know, meeting their financial goals and things like that. I tend to talk to people in that top section. But what happened last February, March time when coronavirus hit was that all of a sudden, bam, almost everybody went instantly down to those bottom 2. Are they going to have enough food? Where's the toilet paper? And also, what, you know, is their health safe? Is their family safe? Is their community safe? Are they going to be able to afford to pay the bills? Are they going to be able to afford to pay the mortgage? Right? So straight away, I had to change my marketing to come down to that level. And in fact, I did talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs at that point, because everybody was in this kind of grief process of, you know, why don't they have the motivation to work on their business? And the reason they don't have the motivation to work on their business at that time was they were in the bottom 2 rungs, and we need to have moved up through those rungs to be able to get to that stage where we feel okay to work on our business. We were stuck down the bottom. So I started talking about that. I started talking about the grief process, where you're in that kind of, you're grieving for your freedom. At that point, we were in Australia, and I know, you know, if you're watching this in other parts of the world, I know it's still going on for you. And, you know, our thoughts are with you every day. We can't believe how lucky we've been down here. And we think of you all the time. Just so you know, I'm feeling a bit teary because I have family in the UK, obviously, so it's very close to my heart. So yes, so we have to make sure that we are targeting our content at the right level within this pyramid. So if we look at a practical example, right? If we were selling a family car, we would be selling it. So family probably wants safety, they want space, and they want it to be economic. We're looking at that, the second from the bottom, safety, health, finances. You'll be thinking about your family. Are they going to be safe in the car? All of that kind of stuff. If we're selling a Lamborghini, what level are we going to be at? If we're selling a Lamborghini, we're going to be at that the level with the trophy, esteem, recognition, status, that kind of thing. So I want you to put in the comments, what level of this triangle are your clients at? And are you targeting your content at the right level? Now, some of you might have clients in different levels within this, and that's totally okay. The other thing we need to think about is we're always striving. We might be on one level, but our ambition is to reach the next level. So when you're thinking about how you write your content, you want to also be thinking about their ambitions to reach the next level. All right. So if I'm thinking about, we had this conversation yesterday in my group, if you're a beauty business, you're probably looking at that esteem, respect level. Okay. If you're a brand designer, you'll be looking at that esteem and respect level as well. If you are a health coach, obviously it'll be further down the bottom. Dating coach, you'll be in that love belonging stage, but also perhaps a little bit towards the esteem and self-respect. You want to feel better about yourself, that you're in a good relationship. Okay, I hope those few examples help you, but I would love to know in the comments, where are you? Where should you be targeting your content? Cool. I'll just stop sharing this. The third thing that I wanted to say really is just practice, practice, practice. No one's going to know you're there if you don't post stuff, okay? And sometimes it's a long game. Be okay with it being a long game. The more you practice, the more you can check out what's landing, what people are responding to. And like anything worth having, writing well takes practice. You're not going to be able to bang out the perfect Facebook post the first time you start writing. You should see some of my first Facebook posts. You should see the first live I ever did. It was horrendous, horrendous. I wore like the worst jumper. Like my hair was even more of a mess than it is today. I very visibly had notes by the side of me. The dog came and licked my face halfway through. So, you know, almost everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But I did it. And now my lives are so much better because I've carried on doing it, even when it's gone wrong, been rubbish, and I felt really bad after it. You can't stop. It's a choice that you have to make. Are you going to carry on, or are you going to stop? Business isn't for the faint-hearted, guys, as we know, right? So check out what's landing as you're writing, and also keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on with people. So if you're in the UK, for example, you'll be coming into spring now, and that might mean that people's moods are starting to lift. I know that you've got lockdown starting to relax on, I think, the 8th of March. So really hoping for you guys that it's all good. So tune into what's going on in the wider world and tweak your content accordingly, okay? The reason it's so important to be consistent is that buyers, your ideal clients, your buyers, make decisions, make their buying choices at different speeds. Some people will buy straight away, and that's just how they are. They make a gut decision and they buy straight away. It might feel to you like they've bought straight away, even though they might have been following you for some time but never interacted. Super important to remember. Lots of people never interact at all, but they're always watching you, always watching you. So people are ready to buy at different times. People buy at different speeds, and also people are ready to buy at different times. So they might have started following you when they were just thinking about, you know, maybe idly thinking about getting a website redesigned or getting their branding redesigned or having a facial or having a bookkeeper. But it might be a year until they're actually ready to do that thing. Okay. So important for you guys to carry on showing up as yourselves, and let them know that you're here for the long run. Really important. So with all that being said, I'd love to know what, out of these three things, what's landed the best for you. Is it that you know that you need to know what your ideal client is thinking, feeling, doing, and you haven't quite nailed it yet? Is it that you maybe you've been speaking at the wrong level? We looked at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maybe you've been speaking at the wrong level and you need to tweak how you're speaking. Or is it three, you just need to practice and get yourself out there? Whichever it is, let me know, 1, 2, or 3. And if you feel like you need more help with this, just type content into the comments and I will get over to you in the DMs and we can have a chat about how we could help. Okay, bye for now.